The story begins with us looking at Victor working on his new prototype robot, A1112. His wife Nadia and his colleague Katya are with him. These three are teaming up to build a really smart robot that can handle just about any job. As soon as the machine powers up, they test out the robot's walking ability. At first, the robot keeps falling down. It wasn't walking right, and that kind of stressed them out, but Victor kept working anyway. But when he saw that the robot couldn't control its strength and was breaking stuff, he got bummed out too. To cheer him up, Nadia told him, "We can boost the robot's brain power." She added, "It's just testing right now, so don't sweat it." Slowly, the robot learned how to walk. Seeing this progress made all three of them super happy. Gradually, with more training, the robot got better and better. They were pretty stoked about these results. One day while they were working, Nadia got a call from her son, Misha. She was busy, so she hung up and messaged him, "Call your dad, son." She also told Victor, "Hey, go see what Misha wants." When Victor called his son, the kid started saying, "Dad, come pick me up from school." He complained, "I can't focus here, and I'm totally ditching this math stuff." Victor yelled at him, telling him, "Stop making excuses and focus on your studies. Got it?" He warned him, "If you don't, I'm gonna put you on lockdown." Hearing that, Misha got mad and hung up. Just then some mean kids came over and started making fun of him. Angry, Misha walked into class and asked his teacher, "I want to be an artist. Do I need math for that?" The teacher said, "Yeah, you do." She gave an example saying, "Look at Leonardo da Vinci." She explained, "He did engineering before he made paintings. He built lots of prototype models." Hearing that just made Misha even more annoyed. A few hours later, the teacher collected everyone's homework. Misha hadn't answered any of the questions. He had only drawn pictures all over the page. The teacher praised his drawing but told him, "This is math class," and she failed him on the test. Meanwhile, in the lab, Victor tested the robot's voice. He saw that Nadia and Katya had installed voice models that sounded like a kid's voice inside the robot. This made Victor super angry. The biggest problem was that he didn't have time to change it now because they were running late for a meeting. At the meeting, they showed the committee the robot's training videos. The general noticed that robot A1112 wasn't saving its target fast enough and was reacting a little slow. He said the robot still needed a lot of improvement. Victor tried to explain that the robot completed all the missions, didn't it? But the general said, "When you're fighting out there, even a small delay can cost many lives." He also said the robot's voice was terrible and told them to make it better. This made Victor even angrier at Nadia and Katya. The general also told them to boost its strength and speed even more. Meanwhile, Misha was heading home when he ran into his friend Grant, who cleans the road. Misha told him the teacher sent him to the principal's office. Grant comforted him and said, "Don't worry." He offered, "I can go to the school instead of your parents if you want." But Misha said no and walked off. After that, Victor talked to A1112 in the lab. He asked, "Why were your test results so bad?" The robot said its day probably wasn't too great. This answer just made Victor even madder. Then the robot changed the subject and asked, "Can I see a picture of your family?" The robot actually wanted to learn more about family. Victor said, "That's all useless talk, don't pay any attention to it." But the robot asked, "Are all of you my family?" Victor said no to that. He told it, "You're just a machine, not a person." He continued, "Machines don't have families, and right now you're wrecking my brain." Saying that, all three scientists left the lab, and A1112 was left alone. Back home, Victor and Nadia yelled at Misha. It was for drawing in his math homework. Victor also started saying, "Your drawings aren't even good." He ordered him, "Be a scientist and study like your parents. Understand?" Misha snapped back angrily, "I'm never gonna be like you two." Hearing his son say it like that made Victor super sad. Meanwhile, A1112 was alone in the lab. It looked up the word family in the dictionary, but couldn't figure anything out. Then it decided it had to find a real family to understand all this. It used its weapons to blow the door open. Then it quietly snuck out of the lab. It was moving around the city, hiding from everyone. At one point, it was almost hit by one of those small street trains. A little later, it saw some people painting on a wall. When they heard the robot's voice, a boy fell down. The robot immediately helped him and saved him. The robot had just saved the kid, but the boy still ran away scared. Seeing this made A1112 really sad. A few minutes later, the robot went to a construction site. It told the workers, "You guys need to hurry up with your work because your noise is bothering the area." Hearing that, they freaked out and started running away. The robot looked at the photo it took from the lab and started wondering where its family was. The next day, Victor and his team met at the lab, and they found out the robot had run away. On the other side, in class, the teacher told the students there was going to be a robotics competition. She said, "Everyone has to sign up, okay?" Hearing that, Misha stood up. The teacher asked, "Why don't you want to be in it?" She pressed, "Especially since you think you're an artist." Hearing this made Misha feel kinda insulted, and he stormed out of the class angrily. At that exact moment, Robot A1112 showed up outside Misha's house. It made a key with its robotic finger and opened the door. Once inside, it went up to the mirror and got sad, 'cause it felt like it was still alone. Then it heard the door open and quickly hid. Misha came home. He tossed his bag on the floor and went to the bathroom. After washing his hands, he saw the robot. The robot was handing him a towel. It had actually come into the bathroom to hide too. Misha suddenly got scared. He was so startled that he bumped into the sink. The robot tried to help him and said, "I'm gonna treat your injury." Misha ran to his room and climbed onto the bed. The robot said, "I won't hurt you, I just came to help." When it saw the boy was okay, it calmed down. It said, "My name's A1112, a multifunctional rescue robot." It told Misha everything, how it got inside the house by making a key with its finger. Then it showed off its different voice models. Hearing all the different voices made Misha chuckle a little. A little later, the robot said, "I'm looking for a family. I want to understand what a family is." It even showed him the picture it took from the lab. Misha got sad and said, "That's not a real family." He explained, "My parents, Victor and Katya, only care about themselves." The robot said, "I feel the same way lately because I'm so useless and I can't even make my creators happy." Hearing that, Misha cheered the robot up, saying, "That's not true at all." He added, "You made me happy, didn't you?" He announced, "Let's be friends starting today, and I'm gonna call you Robbie." Hearing his own special name made the robot super happy. Meanwhile, in the lab, General Oleg had a meeting with the scientists. He angrily said that A1112 had run away. He warned, "It could become a danger to everyone real soon." He explained, "It's got some really dangerous weapons inside it." When Victor saw that the picture of his family was gone, he decided he should go check the house. At this time, Misha and Robbie were watching TV at home. As soon as Victor walked in, the robot hid. Victor checked the whole house but didn't find anything. As soon as he left, Misha gave Robbie his computer so it could learn more stuff. Robbie read a ton of things in just minutes. Then Misha took him to his friend Grant's workplace where he made his art. Robbie looked at the drawings and asked, "Why aren't they perfectly symmetrical?" But Misha said, "Art doesn't need any symmetry, it just needs beauty." Then he took Robbie over to the window and they both watched the sunset. Seeing that view made Robbie really happy. Misha told him, "Look, you gotta stay hidden tomorrow. I have to go to school." Now Robbie was left alone in the workshop. Misha gave him a pen so he could draw. On the other side, General Oleg's men were telling him, "Sir, we've searched a huge part of the city. We haven't found the robot anywhere." He ordered his soldiers to beef up security around the lab. He also told them to send out an alert to the people of the city ASAP that if anyone sees a robot, they should report it. A few hours later, Victor, Nadia, and Misha were having dinner at home. Nadia noticed Victor was pretty down and asked, "What's wrong?" Victor answered that his boss told him the lab might be shut down. Misha asked, "Why?" So Victor told him, "One of our robots, A1112, has disappeared." He explained, "If they don't catch it and destroy it soon, everyone's going to lose their jobs." Hearing that, Misha went completely silent. The next day at school, a boy in class named Anton was annoying the teacher by controlling his remote-controlled robot. When the teacher got mad, Anton threw the remote toward Misha. Now the teacher thought Misha did it. After that, he was kicked out of class without any questions asked. A little later during sports class, Misha went up to Anton. Anton started insulting him again, but Misha had had enough. He grabbed Anton and threw him to the ground. He demanded, "Why'd you pin that on me, huh? Tell me." Just then, the gym teacher ran over and separated the two of them. Misha angrily left the class and went straight to the workshop. There, he saw Robbie and Grant playing cards, and they had become good friends. Seeing the worry on Misha's face, the robot asked, "What's wrong?" Misha told him, "There are a lot of soldiers after you." He explained, "The order is to find you and destroy you no matter what." Figuring things out, Misha told Robbie, "You gotta get out of the city." Then Grant told them about a part of the forest that no one goes to because there was a really bad fire there a while ago. Hearing this, Misha told Robbie, "You should go there and try to put out the fire." He explained, "That way, everyone will think you're good and that you want to help people." Hearing that idea made all three of them happy. Just then, some cops knocked on the workshop door and ordered them to open up immediately. Grant intentionally stalled, saying, "I'm a little busy right now." Misha and Robbie quickly ran to the terrace. To escape, Robbie put Misha on his back. They used his jet to fly over the buildings. The police sent a report to headquarters that A1112 had kidnapped a person right in front of their eyes. They added, "We're chasing it and we'll have its exact location soon." During all this, Misha's phone fell down. When they saw the police were about to surround them, Robbie took a huge jump and the two of them escaped the cops. The news broke about A1112 escaping. Grant was interviewed. The journalist thought he was a prisoner of the robot and that the police rescued him from the robot's clutches. That's why the cops didn't arrest him either. On the other side, Robbie and Misha were talking in the middle of a construction building. Misha said, "I'm so mad. All these people are spreading weird stuff about you for no reason." He complained, "They're ruining your image all over the media." Robbie said that a communication problem caused some issues in his tests. It wondered if it had a problem inside. Misha told him, "Don't think too much." He praised, "You're a very hard-working and good robot." Hearing those words made Robbie really happy. He gave Misha a thermal blanket and they watched a movie together. A few minutes later, Misha remembered this was the first night he wouldn't get to hear his mom say goodnight. Robbie said, "I can take you home if you want." Misha refused, saying, "If that happens, people will destroy you." He warned, "The second they catch you, they'll tear you into pieces." Robbie felt really good that Misha was worried about him. The next morning, they woke up to the sound of workers at the construction site. Misha said, "We need to do something so no one recognizes us." He said they had to change their look a little. He added, they could also put out the fire in the nearby forest, so the police and the public would believe Robbie was a good robot. That way, his image would change a bit. Maybe then they wouldn't kill him. Back home, Katya came to Victor and Nadia and told them the lab was shut down. After that, Victor went to the police to ask if they found any trace of the robot and his son. Meanwhile, Robbie and Misha reached the city circus. They talked to the people working there and put on clown outfits so no one would recognize Robbie right away. A few minutes later, Misha told Robbie, "Keep your disguise on, all right?" He added, "I'm just gonna grab the tickets real quick." Just then, Anton and Olya, who were in Misha's class, showed up there. They were surprised to see Misha and asked, "The news said you were gone." After that, Misha called Robbie over. He told them Robbie wasn't a bad robot at all. He's really good. He explained that bad things were being spread about him for no reason. Seeing Robbie in a clown costume scared the kids a little, but Misha explained that Robbie was his friend. He said they were running away so he could get Robbie to a safe place. Meanwhile, Victor tried to talk to the general saying, "Sir, don't shut down my lab." But the general said, "I've made my decision." He added, "And wherever I find that robot, I'll destroy it right there." Frustrated, Victor walked away. He knew talking to this guy wouldn't do any good, but seeing his biggest project fail made him feel terrible. Then Misha told his friends, "You guys stay with Robbie." He explained, "I'm just gonna go buy the bus tickets." He said, "We need to go to the nearby forest and put out the fire so Robbie's name can be cleared." He also made them promise not to tell anyone. They both promised Misha. But as soon as Misha left, Anton asked Robbie, "Can you really do those awesome tricks? Or was that news a lie too?" Hearing that, Robbie got excited. He took off his clown costume and started showing off his tricks in front of the kids. Misha pulled out his phone and started recording. Seeing this made Olya angry. Anton said, "I don't care if this robot lives or dies." He boasted, "I'm gonna post this video on Instagram. I'll get lots of followers." Seeing his betrayal made Olya feel awful. After that, Anton left. Robbie started talking to Olya. Meanwhile, two guards caught Misha. They figured out he was the missing boy from his appearance. A few minutes later, Victor got a call from the police station. He finally felt some relief that his son was okay. The police had found him. Meanwhile, Anton had actually posted all those videos on social media. Slowly, the viral videos reached the general's team. They decided they would go talk to the kid and question him. At the police station, Victor met his son. He hugged his son as soon as he saw him and asked, "What were you doing all this time?" He warned, "That robot is dangerous, didn't you hear?" Misha said Robbie was his friend. He insisted, "He's not a bad machine like the general is telling everyone. He's a really good robot." He also told him he left him with some friends. Then he convinced his dad and brought him to that spot. He made him promise not to report the robot. Victor hesitated a little, but then agreed and went with Misha. Meanwhile, Olya gave Robbie a new look with makeup. Victor noticed Robbie had gotten much better at talking. He also noticed a lot of changes in the way it thought and reasoned. But then police cars showed up. Misha knew they were in big trouble now. The three of them quickly ran toward the cargo ship warehouse, but the soldiers surrounded them. Oleg ordered them. "Quickly take the children and step aside," he explained, "so we can attack this robot with our electromagnetic weapon, which will destroy Robbie." When Victor refused to move, Oleg decided they had to use force. The soldiers slowly started moving forward. Just then, a cable on a crane snapped. The container was about to fall right near the general. The general wanted to kill the robot, but Robbie grabbed the container without thinking, so no one else would get hurt. A little later, the weight of the container started breaking Robbie's body. Its hardware couldn't handle that much weight. It told everyone to back away a little. Misha sadly yelled for his friend. A little later, the container finally fell on Robbie, crushing it completely. Seeing all this, Oleg was shocked that he wanted to kill the robot, but it still saved him. A little later, they removed the container from on top of Robbie. Misha sadly said goodbye to Robbie. Victor tried to calm his son down, but then Misha heard that Robbie was reactivating. Everyone was happy that Robbie was still somewhat okay. They all helped Robbie and left the place. A little while later, Misha showed his drawings of this adventure to Robbie and Olya. Everyone really liked them. Finally, everyone gathered for dinner. Robbie asked for Nadia's phone so it could take a picture with its new family. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next video.